A very warm welcome to each of you in this episode 8 of the Nature's Orbit Torchlight series. We are privileged to be in conversation with Dr. Pooja Chopra, the founder director of Orlina Ventures Private Limited, an organization that delivers environment and business projects across the globe. Orlina Ventures has a dream to work towards a green, prosperous, and happy planet through ecotourism, creating eco sites and nature interpretation centers, the upliftment of village women by empowering them through professional trainings, educating the girl child, feeding the poor, and generous donations for the welfare of the specially able children. Hailing from Chandigarh, Pooja ji has to her credit a PhD in the study of ecotourism, developing marketing strategies for the growth of tourism industry and protection of environment in India, and Master of Environmental Management from Yale University, School of Forestry and Environmental Studies. She has also been honored by Dr. Harak Singh Rawat, Cabinet Minister, Forests and Wildlife, Environment and Solid Waste Disposal, Labor, Employment Training, Ayush Education, and Sanjeev Arya, MLA, Nainital, for her works in creating the Nature Interpretation Center at the GB Pant High Altitude Zoo, Nainital, Uttarakhand on January 26, 2020. Her career spanning over 20 years includes working closely with Ecotourism Society of Haryana, Government of Haryana, Department of Forest, Haryana, India as a ecotourism and conservation consultant. She has also been a visiting research faculty for master's degree and postgraduate programs in renowned institutes like National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, NITTR, Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Public Administration, ICFI Business School, Indian Institute of Planning and Management, and Gyan Jyoti Institute of Management and Technology, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan in Chandigarh. Hi Pooja ji. Thank you so much for giving us your precious time today. It's a truly an honor and privilege for us for to you being here in our episode, a Torchlight series episode 8 of Nature's Orbit. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I am more grateful. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Pooja ji. So first we'll want to know, please tell us about your journey, how Orlina Ventures came about, and the various projects executed by Orlina Ventures.
Right. So this journey has been a 20 years long journey now, and it started with a corporate career. I was with an MNC as the national head. That is when I quit my job and always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I thought that would be the right time, the right turning point to start my entrepreneurial journey. Started with a proprietorship firm to begin with, and gradually, as we process further, we realized that we need a private limited firm under a good banner so that we could apply for global projects. So that's how Orlina was born as a private limited company. And we gradually got associated with the state forest departments of our country, different states, Gujarat, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Haryana, Telangana. And we started working with them first initially on ecotourism projects, developing ecotourism campsites, working with the local communities. And while we were on this journey, nature interpretation centers attracted me a lot. So those are like nature museums for us, created in national parks, in zoos, in lion safaris. So that's how Orlina got more into developing, creating, conceptualizing, fabricating these nature interpretation centers. We also worked on nature trails, thematic nature trails that were primarily done near the Statue of Unity in Gujarat. So that's how this journey is still continuing with us. And the key projects, yes, we did the master plan for the Kaleshwaram project in Telangana. We've been associated with Haryana Forest for a long time as their in-house consultant for ecotourism, where we developed five nature camps, all unique and all at very different sites. So that's how the journey has been of Orlina so far.
Sure. And thank you for letting us know that. What does Orlina mean?
Orlina means a golden baby. So Orlina stands golden baby in both in Spanish as well as in French. I was very fond of keeping a name something close to golden because we wanted the golden era of our country to come back for us, and we've been striving for that, especially in the area of environment.
That's awesome. That's superb. That's superb. Thank you for letting us know that. I'm sure this is going to be the golden baby that's going to open up the golden era. Yes.
I do hope so. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing with us. And can you please let us know more about your vision and endeavors to provide solutions for environmental conservation?
So, as I said, we are very closely associated with the state forest departments of our country. We also done projects outside India, especially in Sri Lanka. And the focus has been, the vision has been to create awareness, especially among the children. And of course, get the youth engaged at a broader level. So while we conduct our projects, we ensure that wherever our project sites are, we hire locals, even though for that span of our project, they become a part of it. And they are the ones who get us all the indigenous knowledge. They get us the knowledge of the area along which brings us more clarity on our research content. So one is to engage them as a part of our awareness journey. We do a lot of work for wildlife conservation also during these projects. And when I talk of children, I always believe that children are the center point of any activity. Once a child is convinced or is trained for a good cause, they carry it back to their family. So the parents, the siblings all get engaged, and finally the basic unit, the family as a unit, become the center point of all your activities. So something as good as environment and wildlife conservation, our vision stands that we generate as much awareness as possible, because if people know, they'll come forward and they'll contribute. So our projects, our nature trails, these are all engagement activities wherein the entire family can be participated, can become a part of contribution of this.
Okay, and by what you said regarding children, so you would the message gets across from the children, right? That's
Yes,
you
we do
convey the
that,
message
yeah.
to the family through the children, and
To the
you
children.
empower the youth as
Then
well.
become very strong, yeah. And it's
Sure.
like catching them young, training them young. Those raw minds need to be given the right messages, so that because they are our future and we need to train them in the right way.
And how about the youth? Like
A youth, what happens is youth has not been given a good direction in, especially in the rural areas of our country. So either they are running towards the cities to just find jobs, forgetting their own grounds, own cultures. So by our projects in villages, especially when we talk of community-based ecotourism, these youth can be engaged and given a right direction towards a good cause of conserving the environment and nature.
sure, sure, sure. Very interesting. Thank you so much, and really appreciate your efforts and initiatives. This vision looks like you can move the communities together.
Exactly. Yes.
To like it's alone we can make a difference, and together we can create an impact, and creating an impact to the youth. I think that's the best way. This is super because this is a message to the youth as well, that follow your dreams, follow your passion, and you
Absolutely.
will get the results. Those kind
You
of
get the results
spectacular
when
results.
opportunities start coming towards you.
Yes,
That
yes.
is the most important thing. Yes.
And the whole universe works towards that way.
It conspires. Yes. That's my favorite. Yes.
Yes, and it actually is like that. It actually is like that.
It works. It has worked for me throughout. If the intent is very clear and honest, and you know what you want to achieve, it is for a greater good, things have to fall in place for you.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for letting us know that, and sharing that with us. And as we go on with the next thing I would like to ask is, you have launched India's first health card offering food and beverages uh, cooked using traditional eco-friendly methods on a portable cart. Can you share with us how that came about?
Yeah, this happened when I was pursuing my PhD in 2007.
Okay.
And when I was researching on these locations and I was myself traveling to these forest areas, I realized something that you land up in a nature-based location. You have everything pious and beautiful around you, but the food that you're eating is the regular stuff, which is probably unhealthy as well. So that's how it came out as a part of my PhD research, that what if we'll have tourists come to us from all across the globe. So if they come and they are entering into a nature-based location and they get to eat something which is more healthy, which is more closer to nature, which is as fresh as possible coming right into your plate, would be a best offering a tourist place can offer. So I proposed this concept to the local Chandigarh tourism organization. They loved the idea, and in fact, they gave us a place near the most prominent tourist place of the Tri-City, Sukna Lake. So we were given a very small place, and my concept was that uh, all this on a portable cart, which did not exist that time in India anywhere. So it became India's first health cart, and things were prepared right fresh for you at the moment when you arrived. Nothing was pre-cooked. They actually saw people chopping their vegetables right fresh and everything. So I was just trying to connect fresh with nature and healthy, something which is very close to the nature. And when you travel, when you're moving in such a locality, all everything should be as close to it as possible.
Okay, that's very
And the idea
innovative.
was appreciated a lot. We got a marvelous response to it. Yeah.
And where all is it now? Where all is it now? Like,
Uh, it it started at Sukna Lake, and then you will be happy to know that one of the global giants made us, a part of their cafeteria. They had thousands and thousands of employees. Then one of the largest school chains of our country also made us a part of their cafeteria, and gradually we became the sole food providers for them.
oh, superb.
And I remember citizens of Chandigarh writing letters to the tourism organization, asking them to, expand it, support us, help us grow. Then people started calling us even for their family functions. They said, we want only this good food now. For we don't want regular caterers to come in. So it was a marvelous response. Yeah.
Wow, wow. I'm sure, we wish you very best for, this even expanding even further and going to places all over.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
A very, very unique and interesting concept.
After that, we tried whichever ecotourism campsite we promoted or we were consultants for, we ensured that even they followed this practice. So it worked well for them as well.
Yes, yes.
And we made the locals cook for them, because locals have lots of recipes which you and I would never know. So locals would cook for them, and that also became the menu of for the cell cart.
Yes, and that's what most of the people are looking for. What is the local delicacy and what is the local food? And
Local and should be healthy and fresh. That was our motive. Not just local, make it healthy, make it fresh.
yes. In fact, in most of the places which are the rural pockets or the non-urban, non-metro pockets, the food is quite healthy
It is.
because they use less oil and I think they use it's natural and use more of ghee rather than oil.
Yeah, and the amount of affection and love they put into it makes it more tasty. Yes.
I think that is the most important ingredient.
That is the most important part of the recipe. Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, love and affection. Thank you for sharing that with us. Very interesting to know about that. And you have done research projects. Can you let us know more about that and also about the findings that you had on those research?
Research projects were done both with the corporate in and outside India, and also research was done more on environment and ecotourism projects. So I would like to share some part which is related to environment and climate change. Two major research outcomes. One, we did it locally in one of the small villages in Punjab, but those that are around Chandigarh, just to know that villages around a well-grown city, how does it perform there? So we tried connecting um, two hills, because on the foothills were these two villages. So what I want to communicate here is local community, their capacity building and convincing them becomes the major focus area for any such project. Our research objective was to develop community-based ecotourism in these villages. So actually the department thought that it would be convenient because they have all the resources. There is a well-grown forest, you have wildlife around, you have old time forest rest houses which could be converted to the accommodation facilities. But when we started into these projects, we realized how much the local communities they have kind of a restriction in their mind, a block in their mind, that what will happen if this kind of tourism begins in our village? Will it hamper our local culture? Will it eat away our employment opportunities? Are these people going to come and take away our land? So they had all these queries, whereas it was never a part of the agenda. But we understood when we progressed that how much of a mental block these communities are carrying. So we started with exposure visits. We took these communities to other such similar projects. We made them see it. We made them realize how much the community is being benefited once they become a part to it. And rather the whole project will belong to them. It won't belong to an outside party. So after these exposure visits, after a lot of training, after a lot of capacity building, that is when we could actually think of starting a community-based ecotourism in these villages. And later, they were actually thanking us that we started these pilot projects with them, as it benefited even those women in the family who were not given their due respect. When those women became a part of these projects, they started earning, and somehow, and their respect in the family was elevated.
Women empowerment.
So women empowerment happened, and there were girl child who would not go to school after 8th class, and they did not have any valid reasons for it. They just said, okay, 8th is done, we need not go further. So when they saw that educated people coming and training us, so they realized the importance of education. So as a tertiary impact, even they started continuing with their education. So this one idea of building a community-based ecotourism in village led to so many primary, secondary, tertiary impacts, which came out other than preserving the environment. This was a major part of the research project that helped us multiply and replicate these concepts in other states also.
Okay, so as you said, it wasn't just a project, but
it became a movement, it became a campaign, it became like a mission for everybody.
That's what counts, and the impact,
the impact was big, huge. And we were lucky that time. The World Tourism Organization team was in Punjab. They were creating a master plan for tourism for them. So we requested them to spare a few hours and come and see this also, and if they could add it in their master plan. So it overall worked wonders. They appreciated the whole idea, and they said, you've given us a different dimension to our master plan, and we'll include it in it also.
Yes. So I think there's a message that, the master plan or the initial plan is not the final plan. What springs from that, and what emerges, and the impact you can make from starting something. And then from that project, as you said, how it's impacted the women and the children and the people, the mindset basically.
Mindset. And again, the youth got engaged. So youth were also diverted from the other things that we wanted them to avoid. Youth got a direction. They knew how and why to, spend their time meaningfully here instead of the other activities that they get into.
Wow, that's great, because that's what the youth require. And,
Exactly. One more point I would like to highlight here. We started sports competitions in these ecotourism sites, sports competitions for the local youth. That kind of motivated and inspired them in such a big way that they all, I don't know if I should mention here, they were getting into drug addiction, which was completely taken out just because of they got a direction to, you know, a challenging activity as a sports rather than getting into those mischievous activities. So this was a very big impact which nobody had ever thought, and it arose out of it. Now they regularly have different trophies and championships and tournaments, so completely engaged.
I mean, yes, these kind of addictions are a menace in the
Yes.
society, and anything that would divert them from doing such things, and sports is the best. It's the best
Yes.
medicine. It's the best
Exactly.
medicine
They
for
have
any.
that level of energy, so they don't know where to take it out. So sports became a perfect destination for them. And now they're earning out of it. They're training for the people. They are earning out of these competitions. So they're quite happy. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's very inspiring, because they would otherwise have been ended up somewhere else.
Exactly.
And this is very divine work, because to bring the youth into a track.
And
And
this was never a part of the plan. It just erupted, and it so beautifully erupted that everybody got benefit. So entire family, right from a girl child to these youth to the wives, household, entire family got united. It was a very beautiful feeling. Yeah.
yes, yes, family transformation.
And
That's
we also encourage them to manufacture products, whichever is their specialization, and we used to hold exhibitions and get this entire product sold, and the receipts went back to them. So that was another.
so that was providing them income as well, some revenue stream as well. Yes, to the families,
So it
and
became a
that's what it is.
system. Yeah.
Uh, that's what it is. Like family is what makes the community, right?
Bilkul.
And
Absolutely.
when we want to transform the community, then the best way is to
Start
transform the
from one
family.
unit of that. Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. And I really wish you all the best for this to continue, and for you keep developing more such projects, and
Thank you.
transforming more such communities, for
Thank you so
which will
much.
make
Yeah.
an impact
Maybe,
on
maybe
the.
more all of us come together and get on to it.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's how. And that's exactly what each and every visionary hopes for, and really wants to create, that the world gets together, the world becomes a community, right?
Global
Start from
citizens.
here.
Yeah. Yes.
uh, Speaking of the youth, um, what is the message that you'd like to give to the youth about environment conservation, and the hazards that are happening to the environment, and about taking action like climate action, or any kind of conservational action right now? What would be like the, I would say, a harsh message you'd like to give to, like a warning or a wake up call to the youth about that?
I have two messages. Maybe one is a more aggressive message, and second you could take as a warning that you want. So first message, what I have learned from my experience is that we must do our bit. We have to get on, go on, do it. If I would keep thinking, oh, I am the only one, oh, how will I engage this huge community of 30, 40 families, how will I go make them understand it? It's a difficult task, I need 10, 20 people with me. It would have never happened, because those 10, 20 people never come to you on day one, and then there is no day one. So I picked up my car, went to them, spent 8 hours every day, because I also had to understand what is happening, what is required. And then you'll see karma banta chala gaya. People kept adding. Everybody said, okay, you're going there, I know this thing, may I come along with you and teach them? this activity, maybe it will help them generate income. Yes, please come. Somebody came, okay, let me sponsor the stall fees for you. You are doing an exhibition for them. I'll pay for the stall. You do the other works. So people start coming. We did one activity of planting 600 trees in a matter of 2 days. I just didn't know where to start. I simply went to a campsite here. I said, if you give me the place, my trees will be protected. I know they will be safe if I plant them here. There'll be somebody to take care. He said, sure. I said, I don't know how to go, but he said, no problem. I know the people from forest department. They will give us free saplings. The community heard about it. They said, these trees are going to benefit us. We will do the digging of the pits. We will do the plantation for you. So matter of 2 and 3 days, 600 trees were planted. And that too at a location where people can take care of them. So my first message is, please start. Do without thinking however small or big my action is, what the impact is going to be, just don't bother about it. Go for it. And second may sound like a warning, may not sound like a warning, but as an individual, my attitude has to change. If I'm waiting for that big thing to happen, for the government to come and give me instructions, sorry. It's not that only if there is corporate social responsibility happening, funds are coming, sponsorships are there, things will take place. No. You have things like switching off the switch after you are done with your charging. If I'm moving out of this room, if I simply, switch off the light, if I am done with my mobile charging, I remove that charger. There are very small things, but the kind of impact they create is huge. So change has to begin from me. I don't have to sit and wait of some very big policies that government is going to announce on clean tech and energy and things like that. Very small things which I do every day. I save water to a level which I can save. I will save that much water. If rains are coming, I will put that bucket outside and get that water collected. So what if it is one bucket? It's going to do so many things in my own house. Someday you open the tap and water is not there. Why to wait for that day? And that may happen soon if we don't act. And that's the worst thing to happen. Electricity goes for 2 hours and there we are in summers. Oh, we need air conditioner. We need the fan to work. What if it is not there one fine day? So let us not get to that scary level and then only start performing. Let us do it a bit every day. Till whatever level. So I think if all of us, that's mean my own personal mental attitude has to change. I don't have to depend on people to come and tell me what to do. If it means planting one small tree in my own garden, let me start with that. So these two things that I have learned, that keep going and start with your own self and be consistent. Be consistent. I have to save water every day. I have to save water every day. In my own washrooms, in my own kitchens, I have to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I personally fear if someday I open the tap and I don't get water, that's the most scariest thing for me.
Yes, that's actually aptly put because that's very scary. When the things that we take for granted don't happen, and like as you said, if you turn on the tap, water is not coming. If you switch on the fan, the electricity is not there. So why wait until that day?
Yeah, exactly. And everybody says, I want to contribute something, but I don't know where to start. Just start with yourself. Simple.
Start at home.
As simple as that. At your own home. Yeah. Own home, own office, with my own work table, I can do it.
In your own space.
And yes. Also taking things for granted, as you rightly said, but in taking things for granted, we make it so obvious that we just forget about those things.
Yes, exactly.
I've never seen people switching off after they remove their charger from the home. I've never seen people do that. Why? I mean, I remember being scolded for it as a child if I ever did that. I was actually scolded.
Turn off the light.
Switch on. Yeah, turn off the light.
Turn off the fan.
Yeah. We need to do that. There is an app called A World from the UN. that helps you monitor your daily activities also, and those points are being generated, so you feel happy about it. I mean, if somebody is having problem in doing it, they should just download that app and log in their activities every day there. It will be fun, as well as you will be changing yourself with those small habits.
Yeah, what's the name of the app again?
A World, A capital A and World, WORLD.
A World. Yeah. I mean,
We've started upcycling things also by ourselves, reusing things and creating new decorators out of them, creating from your old dresses, you're creating some other things. So we started doing that. That's like level 2 from where we started changing our daily habits to now shifting and upcycling also at our own level. So the transformation will happen. We need to begin.
Absolutely. Yes. So, like that brings us to the end of the episode. But before that, I would just like to really thank you for sharing your journey, sharing your vision, and the way you have impacted people, impacted communities, families, and the kind of projects that you're doing, and of course the message that you have given to the youth. Your focus on children, your focus on the youth, your focus on empowerment of women. I mean, we can all really learn from that, and it's absolutely, truly very inspiring what you have shared. So I would like to really, on behalf of Nature's Orbit team and all the viewers, really would like to thank you for being here with us and giving us your time and giving us your valuable sharing. That will definitely impact the youth.
Yes, I am more grateful, and I'm already become a big fan of Nature's Orbit for all the great work they are doing, especially your recent event regenerative. I think that was a marvelous one, and wishing you all the best for many more to come. We'll be happy to collaborate in anything that we can do.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
Thanks
you for your
lot.
support and your blessings. We, together we'll definitely create an impact.
Yes, there's always to learn from each other and keep growing, keep evolving.
Yes. And I'm sure people watching this episode today would have really learned a lot. And not just about anything, but really about taking action. Being in action and creating an impact.
I've not said anything here which I have not personally done. So I'm able to say or share everything that I have done, and that gives more of a passion, more of a pride in even sharing it with you.
Yes, that's what we really want. We really want people like you to be here and share this, and this message goes across to all the youth and all the people who, as you said, they don't know where to start. So when they watch these kind of sharings, then that will really inspire them. Definitely.
Yes, just start.
Sure. So thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Yes,
and we wish you all the best.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.